Today, we're going to build a ski speeder using 12 Lego pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
We're going to start with this 1x1 brick with 2 studs on opposite sides. And what I want to do is that top stud is actually going to be the front of my speeder, so I'm going to flip it over so that top stud is now on the side. And then I'm going to grab a 1x1 bracket plate. And what I want to do with that bracket plate is I'm going to put the stud part, the plate part of that bracket onto that front stud of my brick so that the bracket part is now on the top. And this is going to extend out the speeder so it's not just a square in the center. And also just give it a little texture by giving that little bump on top. Now on the back, which is like the bottom of my 1x1 brick, I'm going to grab a 1x1 round plate with hole. And now the important thing here is to have that round plate with hole, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into the back area of my brick like this. And then once that's in place, I'm going to create those back tail fins to the ski speeder. And to do that, I'm going to grab a 1L bar with mechanical claw. And I'm going to stick the bar into that hole and have the mechanical claw sticking out the back is to be like those back tail rudders or fins. And I don't want to put it all the way in, give it a little bit of a gap, but there's the top and bottom of my ski speeder tail. And now what I have to do is in the front, to create that kind of like that textured look of where like those vents are, I'm going to grab a thermal detonator, 1x1 round tile with a thermal detonator printed onto it. I'm going to put that black stripe on the top, the little button to trigger the thermal detonator on the bottom, and just put it on that front stud to give it a little texture on the front. And now on those side studs, on the side studs of my brick, I'm going to grab 2 1x1 tile clips. And I want those tile clips on both ends of my brick so that the clip parts are on the top and bottom of my speeder. So I do it at both ends, top and bottom. Now the reason I'm doing that is I'm grabbing these bar holder with handle. And this is actually what inspired the build. I saw something similar to this on Pinterest, but didn't really like the body too much, so kind of completely reworked the body, but kept the wings. And I love the wings. That's kind of like how this mock came about, was through this bar holder with handle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that handle part into each of those clips. So I do it on the left and right side to create the wings of my ski speeder. And then for the guns on the right side, I'm gonna grab this utensiled hose handle, which we all use for guns for our minifigures, and put the handle of that hose handle into the bar holder and have it face forward to create the guns on the right of my ski speeder. And for the cockpit on the right, I had to play around with this a lot. And what I ended up doing was going with this 1x1 tap piece. And what I want to do is that thicker end of the tap piece where you kind of connect to a stud, that's going to go in the back of my speeder. So I put the handle of that tap piece into the bar holder, tap piece fitting back, and I've got that little small end here. Well, to do the top, the kind of the nose cone where the pilot sits, I'm going to grab a 1x1 round plate, but this time there's no hole. It's just got a stud in it, 1x1 round plate, normal, and just stick it onto that little nub at the front. And now the reason I'm doing this is because when you look at it, you know, they kind of like found these dilapidated speeders, and it wasn't so much like a cockpit you sat in, but like a bucket seat you sat into. And then in the film, you know, the bottom falls out of it because it's a piece of garbage. And so I kind of liked having this very thin kind of area in the center where the pilot would sit for our ski speeder.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.